Okay, have you ever taken a sip of water, just plain old water, and thought, hang on, that tastes kinda sweet? Well, you're not imagining things, and nope, there's absolutely no sugar in there. So let's dive into this super fascinating mystery together. So, this is the big question, right? Why does some water taste sweet when there's no sugar in it? It feels a little like a magic trick, but I promise you, it's all science. A really cool mix of chemistry, biology, and even a little psychology. So let's put on our detective hats and figure this thing out. All right, our very first clue is hiding in plain sight. It's inside the water itself. See, the answer isn't about what's added to the water. It's about what's already dissolved in it, its unique chemical makeup. So our brain plays a huge, huge role in how we interpret taste. And when water has just the right recipe of minerals, things like bicarbonate, calcium, and magnesium, it basically cancels out any of those bitter or metallic tastes. Our brain registers this nice, balanced sensation as smooth or round, and you know what it often translates that feeling into? A hint of sweetness. This really breaks it down perfectly. Over on the left, you've got soft water. It's got fewer minerals, so there's not much bitterness, which your brain can read as either neutral or, yeah, a little sweet. Then on the right, you've got hard water. It's packed with minerals, and that can give it a more chalky or even bitter taste. This is exactly why spring water or filtered water is way more likely to hit that sweet spot. So, moving on to our next clue, turns out it's not just about what's in the water, it's also about the temperature at which you drink it. And this one factor can totally change how you perceive the taste. And as you can see on this chart, temperature is everything. If the water is super cold, it just numbs your taste buds. If it's warm, those mineral tastes get way stronger. But right there in the middle, between 10 and 15 degrees Celsius, that's around 50 to 59 Fahrenheit, that is the sweet spot. It's the perfect temperature for your brain to pick on that clean, crisp, and slightly sweet sensation. All right, our investigation is getting deeper. Clue number 3 isn't even about the water itself. Nope, it's about what you were doing right before you took that sip. This is a really cool thing called the contrast effect. So just picture it. You've just polished off a bag of salty chips, or maybe some spicy food, or even a square of really dark, bitter chocolate. Your taste buds have just been blasted with these super strong flavors, and they are on high alert. And then you take a drink of water. Your taste system, which was just dealing with all that intensity, suddenly has to recalibrate to something totally neutral. And compared to that salty, spicy, or bitter shock, the clean, smooth taste of the water just seems unbelievably pleasant. And you guessed it, sweet. It's a classic sensory illusion. Okay, we've covered minerals, temperature, and taste contrast. But our final and honestly most fascinating clue takes us right to the control center for all of this, your brain. This is the big reveal, folks. It all comes down to what's called an evolutionary pleasure response. I mean, think about it. Through most of human history, finding clean, safe water was literally a matter of life and death. So our brains actually evolved to give us a little reward for finding it. When we drink water that doesn't have any bitter tastes, which could signal toxins, our brain flags it as safe. So let's just walk through how this works. Step 1, you drank some clean water. Step 2, your brain's ancient safety system goes, check, no threat here. Step 3, that safe signal triggers a really subtle pleasure response, like a little pat on the back saying, good job, you found the good stuff. So what's amazing is that it's not really a taste in a chemical sense. It's your brain translating the feeling of safety into the sensation of sweetness. So cool, right? So we've gathered all the clues, we've interviewed the witnesses, our own senses, and now I think it's time to close the case. The mystery of the sweet water is officially solved. So what's the final verdict? Well, it's not just one thing. It's really a perfect storm of factors that create this taste illusion. You need that perfect mineral balance in soft water, served up at that ideal cool temperature, often right after you've eaten something salty or spicy. And then the final piece of the puzzle is your brain's own evolutionary safety signal. When all of those things line up, you get that perfect sweet sip. Now, here's a really quick but super important note. The kind of sweetness we've been talking about is this clean, refreshing, really subtle aftertaste. If your water ever tastes actually sugary or feels sticky, that's not what we mean. That could be a sign of a water quality problem or some kind of contamination. So it's always good to be aware of that difference. So there you have it, the secret's out. The next time you grab a glass of water, pay attention. See if you can spot the clues. Is it the temperature?
Is it because you just ate some pretzels? Or is it your own brain just giving you a little reward for staying hydrated? Now you have all the tools to solve the mystery for yourself.